Hey y'all, I know it's been a while, so I apologize for that. I've been so super busy. So I thought since we are almost into football season, that I would do a cheer bow. Now, I know that probably most everyone knows how to do a cheer bow. It's a pretty simple bow, but I wanted to do a video on sort of a professional looking cheer bow with all the vinyl. This is much more complicated than just a regular cheer bow, and I just wanted to kind of share the products that I got from the cheerbowsupply.com and how I've used them. I've made tons of these this year, and this is kind of my first experience or first year using the professional high-end products for cheer bows. And actually these cost a good bit of money. I bought this one, oh gosh, 2 or 3 years ago. Just, I don't know, I just loved it and I kind of wanted to order one. Do y'all do that? Do you order like bows just to see the construction? And this one actually has lights in it. Very cool. And you can see the lights through. I don't know if y'all can see that too well. This is the blue light, and then it turns green and red. You can see through the stars kind of thing. The little lights have a tab that you push. I know it's kind of hard to see with the other light on, but anyway, yeah, I mean these bows are actually easy to add lights to. They're easier to hide, in my opinion. All right, so bear with me. Now, these are the 3-inch width grosgrain cheer bows. Okay, so the first thing I just kind of wanted to show you is the mat. And you may have seen some of their videos. They have YouTube videos, so they may do a better job. You know, of course, they're professionals or whatever, so I just, you know, thought I would share my experiences and kind of what, you know, tips to use and that kind of stuff. You know, just being a regular person using this for the first time. Now, this was $19.95, and I think that if you make a lot of cheer bows, it's worth the money, definitely. I mean, you know, you get the right measurements every time. You know, but if you only make you know, 1 or 2, I don't think it's necessary to buy one. But I've already used mine so much. I've got vinyl and stuff all over it and dirt and everything else. Another product is these little tabs right here. I think these are hit or miss. You could actually use the double-sided tape that I I use in most of my videos. So, you know, it's just totally up to you. But I'll use one to show you how it works. And then the vinyl, you can buy it in sheets, but if you're going to make several of them, I would recommend buying it on, you know, on the roll. And I find their prices to be very reasonable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's turn on the iron, because this is, you know, from top to, we're going to do this from top to bottom, so it may take a little while. While that's warming up, let's see. My grosgrain ribbon that I chose to use is a 3-inch, cut to 30 inches. I would say you can cut it from anywhere to 28 to 30 inches. Okay. And, I mean, you can heat seal the ends, but you're going to cut that off. And so we're going to fold that in half. Now, the vinyl, you're going to cut your vinyl pieces. If you have a 30-inch piece, then, you know, if you want a different color on each side, you know, then you're going to cut according. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. I don't want to confuse you. Let me make sure both of these are cut. Yeah, okay, so I cut each side 15 inches. Okay, you can go a little less if you know. And then this is a graphic that we're going to put on the top. Okay, the letters for the school. And then of course you can use any hardware you want. These particular girls actually want a barrette and a ponytail. So that's, you know, I've been doing that for a few years for them. And you need, of course, needle and thread, and you definitely want to get a strong thread, the upholstery thread. Okay, so once you cut, you want to have a visible crease in the middle, and you can even take your iron. Now I've got it on the cotton setting, and you can iron on this. Okay, and there's even little instructions on how long you press what, you know, and just a lot of neat little things and measurements, and so, you know, helpful, definitely. Alright, so then you're going to spread this out. Okay, and another thing you definitely want to get, and usually they'll send you a little bit of this, you know, with your order. I guess they send a little bit with every order, hopefully. I mean, it just came off of some of the stuff that I ordered, so, I mean, I guess you could use like an ironing mat or something, but it's easier to see if you use the paper. Okay, definitely have to use something. Okay, so we'll start off with the green. Okay, and it, you know, it rolls up, so you've got to really hold it down. The hardest thing that I found about this is making sure you line up the grosgrain with the vinyl, you know, to make sure the vinyl's not hanging over. That can be a little tedious. After you do it so many times, you know, it's not too bad. Alright, now you want to make sure that you don't go past the crease. And you can even have a little bit more, you know, in the middle, because that's going to be folded. Okay, but I did make mine pretty long. And you can even have a little bit of grosgrain hanging off the end too, because you're going to cut that. Alright, so just bear with me a second while I line this up. And if you do have some that hangs over, I mean, you can cut it off. It's not a big deal, but it's just a pain. Alright, so I think I've lined it up pretty well. And there's a protective piece over this that we're going to peel off. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get our little paper. And then I'm going to stick this one over as well. Now again, there are directions. I guess it depends on your the heat of your iron. I think it says on here, you know, from anywhere, you know, like 10 to 15 seconds. I only left it on for 8 seconds. You know, 8 to 10 at the most. So, and I've had, you know, good success with it. You're not going to go back and forth in a rubbing motion. It's a pressing kind of thing. Okay? So we'll just start. I know this is boring. Alright? And you just, you know, you go down and you press. Sorry, I don't edit my videos, so. And then once you have it on, you can, you know, kind of do like that if you need to. And I'm just going to move it over a little bit. And I've already ironed that end piece on my mat. Just make sure you have that protective piece over it. You don't want to leave it on too long, because then it starts to scrunch up and burn. Okay, last little side here. Okay, then the other suggestion that they give is to peel off the protective sheet when it's still a little bit warm, and I would agree with that. Alright, so you can see that little, you know, it already just starts to come off. Okay, now if you find that it, you know, it's not staying when you pull the sheet off, put the sheet back on, and, you know, just iron over it again. if that makes sense. And you just throw that away. Alright, so that's our first side. It doesn't really matter what side you go to first. And of course, here's our crease right here. So I'm going to get the white. And I'm going to do the same thing. Put it on the other side of the crease. And I am actually just going to cut a tad bit of this off. It's a little long. I have such a small space to work in. Put my sheets back over. I mean, it's time consuming. You know, it's not just a regular cheer bow that you whip up in 5 minutes, you know, or less. It takes time. You got to iron all these pieces on. Okay, and I think I'm going to do this to cover more area. And you just press. Sorry, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but if you check out the YouTube videos for the Cheer Bow Company, she has very excellent videos. Just want to, you know, make sure you don't leave it on too long. You can always go back, you know, and you can definitely do this. But it's pressing first. You got to press it. And you see how I didn't overlap mine real well on that side. But anyway, okay, and then you just take that end piece off, or top piece rather. Okay, and so you have, you know, really just like a piece of material here. Now, for your graphic, this is what's so great about this mat. Okay, what you want to do is flip it over, and you line up the center there, and you know, you'll see it if you buy one. You line it up with the line in your crease. Okay, and then basically you just follow the little model. You see where the 3 is up here? That's where you line it up and you fold it. Okay, and you do the same right here. And you can even take like alligator clips and clip them on if you want to. Okay, now, in order to place your graphic, you know, if you're on the top or on the bottom, you're going to use the chart to kind of help you out. And let me just show you this part right here. I don't know if you can see it real well. See this green striped part? This is the graphic area. Okay, so if you get right, you know, anywhere right there, then you should be good. Probably should have showed you that to begin with. And also there's a smiley face right here in the middle, and if you see the smiley face, then you've got your measurements correct. I know it's so much information. Alright, so I'm going to place my graphic right here. Alright, then hold on to it. Pick up your bow, or your piece of paper rather. Alright, you need to get the Teflon or whatever it's called, I'm not sure. And again, you don't want to leave it on too long. Okay. And then you just peel this piece back. Okay, and again, if you know, if the letters start to come up when you're peeling back, then stick it back down and do it again. Alright, I'm going to shut this iron off and move it. Okay, so now your piece is ready for construction. Alright, the green was on this side. Okay, so you basically just have to, well, I tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go ahead and cut my ends, because if you wait until afterwards, I mean, which, you know, that's totally up to you, but here I can do my ends pretty evenly. And, you know, you may want short tails or a little bit longer. So you just fold it in half and cut it. And you can either take your wood burning tool and go along there, or your lighter. Let's see, where's my lighter? Oh, of course this one doesn't work. Anyway, you want to get a lighter that works, and then you just go along the edges right here. I'll have to go back in a few minutes and do that. Don't want to have you guys wait because I can't find my lighter. Alright, so then you line it back up. Fold it again. This little chart is very nice to have, so that, you know, if you're making a group of team bows, you know, they're going to be the same measurement every time. Now, this is where these, you know, are kind of handy, or if you have the two-sided tape, okay, you just remove it. Oh, actually, I don't know, I don't really find these real easy to work with. Anyway, here's this clear little one. And you just simply lift the top up and stick it there. It's very sticky, so make sure you get it where you want it. Okay. And there you go. Now you just construct. Now, I didn't like using these. They use it right here too. So what I do is I take this and I go across the entire crease, and then that way it, you know, it's totally up to you though. Okay, and then I flip it over, and the idea is to line, let me show you, line your crease up with the 2 points there. Oh, well, it might help if I get it on camera. The 2 points right there, you want to line your crease up with that as best as possible. So I kind of turn mine upside down. And try to do that. Okay, so then it looks like this. And if you really want to see, you know, again, you can just kind of look and make sure that your loops are you know, matching, and mine look pretty good. Okay, so what she did in the video, I'm going to sit down now, is she would fold it in half like this. Okay, and then you want the 3-fold crease. Okay, for some reason I have a hard time with the folding it in half, but anyway, you can really do it however you want to, but I just start at the bottom, you know, and do my creasing. Now, I know for cheer bows, a lot of people use the zip ties, but I just, you know, I use my thread and needle, but it's up to you. So I don't know, I hate that big bump on the zip tie. It doesn't, you know, really go well if you're going to decorate the middle. And for some reason, this is messed up. Oh, goodness. Alright. Let me get my clip here while I figure out what's going on with this. Alright, so I'm going to clip this off. I don't know what happened. Okay. Now, I don't know how you guys like to do your sewing. I actually usually go in through the back middle. I'm just going to go in, squeeze in between my little there, center. Alright, and then you just kind of go around like this. Now, before you pull it too tight, you want to go ahead and the way the cheer bows are supposed to look, it's like you bend the, you know, bend it up like this. Okay. And sometimes you have to work with it a while because this vinyl is very stiff. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and tie it off in the back. Okay, and then I'm going to work with it a little bit more. Okay. And basically, this is what it's supposed to look like. And again, you know, you can use any hardware, you know, whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and put the barrette in. Now, if you do use barrettes, and you know these are actual bows that cheerleaders are going to be wearing, I would suggest getting quality barrettes, not real cheap, flimsy ones. Okay. Now, for the center, there's so many cool things you can do. You know, a lot of cheer bows I find come with the rhinestones around the middle. I'm actually going to do a black sequin knot because their uniform has a lot of black in it. When they ordered this bow, this is what they wanted, but then when I saw their uniforms, I said, God, you know, I really need to put some black in it, so I had to, you know, tell the moderator, oh, we better put some black. Anyway, because I was going to do rhinestones. Alright, so I'm just going to get a little glue, put in the front. Now, I did mention that the girls wanted a ponytail as well, and I forgot about that, so let me reach over here and get one. What I do is I just glue it right in there before I wrap the knot around it. I'm not sure how they make this work with both pieces of hardware, but hey, who am I to judge? Alright, and I'm just going to use my wood burning tool since I can't find my lighter. And that is it. I hope I didn't confuse y'all too much, or I don't know, my camera work is horrible. And I don't edit, but I have some very sweet and patient viewers, that's for sure. Okay. And we'll just snap that tension bar back in. And that's it. That's how the back looks. And this is how the front looks. And you can always trim up, you know, your tails if need be, you know, a little bit more, whatever. And you can add text, you know, here and here and everywhere. There's some adorable cheer bows out there. But if you're going to do it like this, you know, it's a little more expensive. It takes a little more time, but they turn out very beautiful and show up really well in the field. Alright, so I hope that helps you guys, and I'll leave the link for the Cheer Bow Supply Company, and you know, you could probably check out a few of their videos too. They, you know, they do a better job than I do. So, y'all have a good day.